Hey guys, it's me. I'm so tired. I just wanted to check in though. Now, I know there was some confusion about how I found my way into a rather nice hotel 1,000 miles away from my cat and my husband, and how it timed up with me actually collecting money for a special needs child. Just so everyone knows how things really work, okay? When you go to McDonald's, okay, at least when I go, they ask you, do you want to donate 50 cents to our charity? Now, of course I say no. But if I did, they don't take that 50 cents that day and go give it away to somebody. They hold on to it and then make those purchases when it makes sense, right? So I forgive you guys for being idiots. Hello everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's around. Say hi, Mark. He's not around, he's outside. And this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Welcome or welcome back. So, here for a little impromptu, not dinner with Steve, but how about a snack time? Here's the deal, kids. Steve is home from work sick and has been. This is day 2. I'm getting squirrely as hell, so I'm playing catch up online, and I found a few disgusting things about our fair lady Chantal. So I thought I'd share a few of those and share a few thoughts as well, because it hits on themes of manipulation, money, vulnerability, deception, all the big ones. Now, for it being snack time and I don't feel so hot, we're having a popsicle. That's the snack. So as some of you know, Foodie Beauty has been squatting in Syria.
What?
With her husband and cat, and this cast of characters that changes intermittently, and where they're living that changes intermittently. So, controversially, Chantal went on the air live, and in the recent past, this is not long ago, had a young special needs girl, or who was presented to be special needs girl, with her on camera, live, full on, and solicited donations for this girl's schooling, for education, for transportation, for new clothes, for supplies, for all of this kind of stuff. And with absolute sincerity, as much as she could pretend to have, she took the money, okay? Conspicuously, after we know she's had a few tight months, because she was off for a couple weeks, remember? And then she was another period of time not putting up, so there was a dent in her income. I don't care what the third world exchange rate is, there was still a dent to her income. Otherwise, why would she have solicited $1,000? He gets it, he doesn't understand either. So, trying to make sense of this, I'm thinking, okay, think like a scumbag, think like a scumbag. So I used to say you guys all the time, back when it was before coffee talks even, I relate to Chantal in a lot of scummy ways. And here's a way I'll share with you that I do with her. So here's scumminess from the eye of the storm. When I was in the middle of my addiction, I would steal a lot. I would pretend to lose my wallet and then ask people if I could borrow maybe $100. I would give away, what would I say? I would go out and say I was performing in a charity. I was going to go do an AIDS walk. Collect $20 from someone, never go to the walk, and go out. We're talking the scum of scummiest. Hooking up with guys just because, you know, they have air conditioning. Well, literally, I spent a whole summer sleeping around because I was like, if you have air conditioning, I'll at least come over and give you a quick, you know. So, using people and exchanging things like that in the most disgusting way is not something that's foreign to me. It's not something I do now, but it's not something that's so far from my mind. And so what I imagine Chantal told herself is what I alluded to in the intro to the intro. I need the money now. I will pay for what this little girl needs later, okay? And you guys know I'm good for it. I always am good for it. So I will pay for me now, and when she needs that, I'll get it. I don't even remember the name of the school. So, okay. So we were going to pay for schooling, but now we're not sure how much the school costs. Thousands is a nice round even number, isn't it? Then we are away from our family, away from our cat and our husband, who we love, and staying in a shabby hotel until the camera bleeps, and then we find out it's the Hyatt Regency in a city not too close to her husband, and she's taking some time to herself. Princess got sick of sitting around eating mush for 3 months. Okay? The people who are living their life in Syria are at a very different stage of life than Chantal is at. They're actually improving. They're trying to do something with what's left. They're trying to have a life amidst the chaos. Chantal bullied her way into that, completely bullied her way into that, and decided that she knew better, that she was going to take care of everything, and just like anywhere, she can make anyone do what she wants because she'll offer to pay for everything. Well, then when she runs out of a way to pay for everything and then has to hustle the money in such a transparent way, while this is happening, she has to cross country lines to access money that comes in from her account, which is out of Canada. And she does a lot of international traveling with monies moving around. I know a lot of people do traveling, and a lot of people have internet. Like, she's not the only person to ever go to a currency exchange thing. I get that. But for what business? She can't say that she's a travel vlogger because she said she's not a traveler. She's not a tourist. She lives there, right? So where? I don't know. So now I want to take my guesses. She took the money, is going to spend it on herself. People are speculating about her next stop. Is she going to go to Canada? I don't know. Is she going to go back with her husband? She's reconnected with Sala before at a time when I thought that they probably would have just cut it loose. The last time they cut loose and he went one way, I was stunned to see that cat. Stunned to see the cat. Which makes me think Sala likes it more than he likes her. And that, you know, he cared about the welfare of the feline and that he couldn't give a flying shit what happened to her in the meantime. So. All right. So now what direction do we go with this? Well, if I can tell you Foodie is anything like me, her next move is going to be entirely self-centered and around her. Throes of my addiction, everything was all about me. Everything was all about me. My needs, what I need to feel well, what I need to get comfortable. And the rules are always a little bit different for me than they are for you. The expectations are a little bit different for me than they are for you. You know, I'm an important contributor to the community. So a certain level of debauchery is forgivable because I have a high-stress life. So it makes sense that I would want to ditch my responsibilities, go 1,000 miles away, and sit in a hotel room and eat junk food and pretend like I'm having it hard. If there's no guilt in staying in a nice hotel room while everyone else is somewhere else, why would you fib about it? Why would you lie? You lie because you lie because you lie. I understand first rule of girl world, but I can speculate that her next move is going to be, like I said, a selfish move, which means it might make this special needs thing look like nothing. We're talking about Chantal going on to sell bigger and better things, bigger and better scams. As you look at the course of her life, as I followed her, at least, I can't say her whole life, but at least her life on YouTube, financial situations come up with her a lot, in lots of different ways. Past ways she's told us, from jobs that had, you know, quiet payouts, to non-payment of taxes for periods of years, with no intention to make good on it till caught. Issues she's had with Pete's before. I can think of a specific example when I used to feel bad for Pete's. And Pete's got his first channel, and everyone was excited for Pete's. She encouraged him to get a channel, so he would leave her the F alone. And he got his channel, and he got his first check, and you know what she did with it? She took it. For herself, because he wanted to save up and get himself a new computer. Well, Chantal had spent her 30 grand that month, and decided she needed his 1,100 to pay the rent, and took it off of him, get him none. She knows best. Whoever has the most money knows best, right? That would make sense, because whoever's the richest is the smartest, right? So I'm not optimistic as to the future of Sala and the kitty, but at least they're around some people that aren't lying to their face. I hope, for their sake. You know, Sala's essentially having to go back to where he left and having to start over to some degree, with few resources and in a worse state than he left Kuwait. I don't know how I could forgive Chantal if I was him. But, you know, scammer scam. He thought he was getting one over, she thought she was getting one over, and now she needs new scams, and so we're trying this. She'll say it's nothing of the sort, and that if you haven't donated, you don't have the right to ask, which is not how charities work, really. But, you know, a thorough auditing of a charity would be good. But to position myself, one of the most untrustworthy people on Facebook, to put myself out there and say, guys, you can trust that this money will get to where it needs to go. And within a few days, after me asking for money, and with shitty internet, and a dim room, all of a sudden I'm in crystal clear Wi-Fi, lap of luxury air conditioning, eating Western fast food. And tell me that has no connection to the money I just would have actually come into. Not should have come into. The donations have already come in. She told us this so we'd all feel like we should give too. So the money's there. She got it. And she spent the other money. What has she got? 2 envelopes? 2 cards? Here's the money I steal, and then here's the money I hustle. And then, anyway. So, suffice it to say, as long as I was sick to my stomach, I figured I could talk about Chantal for a little bit. And these go down as well when you're sick as they do when you're a kid. So I'm going to return to my chair with some Alka-Seltzer and a popsicle. But as long as I was getting squirrely, I was catching up on YouTube and getting disgusted and antsy all at once. So I'm going to go cool my jets, cool my bowels, sweep myself into a pile, get some clothes together, and, you know, we re-enter the week tomorrow. It's Thursday. But so goes. So thank you all for joining me tonight, and thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll get alerts when we have new videos and go live. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All our contact info is below as well. Thanks, and we'll catch up with you very soon. All right, thanks for watching. Y'all be good to yourselves, okay? Bye.